Welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. And if you're wondering that you have seen this gentleman before, you have. He was on my show already. I believe it was last year. It is Michael, and if I pronounce this correctly, Michael Moutsatsos.
You got
There
it.
we go. And he is the director. And did you also write it?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Awesome. So he's the director and writer of Ravage Nation. How you doing today, Michael?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. As we were talking before, busy, crazy day for both of us.
It's been one of those days. Yes.
Absolutely. But here we are. And I know it's probably not the ending for you because you're over on in California, right? So
Yeah, it's just 5 o'clock here. So
yeah, it's 8 o'clock here. And I got work at my camera went up. I'm trying
that's
to
okay.
this thing. I don't like this thing. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I have work at 4:30 in the morning. So after this interview, I'll be going probably right to bed and I'll have this uploaded
Wow.
tomorrow.
Poor
Yep.
guy. Poor guy.
Yep, doing it
Oh,
all over again. But first question I got for you, I asked it
yeah.
last time. I'm gonna ask it again to get people
Okay.
familiar with you. This camera's gonna give me a hard time today. And just to, a refresher for everybody that is, that might be watching this again, that, or people that didn't see it last time. How did you get your
Right.
start into filmmaking?
Basically, I was always on the other side of the camera growing up as a kid. I'll put that a little bit fast, doing the acting here and there and parts here and there and small little things, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward to California, 32 years ago, still doing some movies out here. And then I decided to, about 12 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, to start writing, dabbling with the writing, and just getting that process honed in and learning how to do that and sending my stuff out to festivals, which I didn't know you can do. So that's been doing good. And then I got involved with the actual filmmaking in itself. I did about 7 films prior to my workout now. That was basically my film school. I never went to a film school, so I kind of got my feet wet that way, learning how to edit and how to do scoring. And I did a lot of the DP stuff
Nice.
myself as well. So, you have to learn every aspect of it. And then, like in 2018, 2019, just before pandemic, I was ready to go into the festival world with my considered my 8th film, although it was my first film in festivals, The Butcher.
Nice,
And yeah, that I'm starring in that. I wrote, directed,
nice.
DP'd with another person, and Maria Olsen is in it. She plays my mom. And Noel Joel Scott. I don't want to mess up his name. I'm kind of dyslexic, but he's in it, and a bunch of people are in it. Caroline DeGrave, and yeah, and then I did last year. I did a film called Ravage,
Yep.
and that's a trilogy, and the first one deals with COVID. We actually filmed with COVID, during COVID,
Yeah.
towards the latter part of COVID. It was supposed to have just been a short, and then I made it into a full feature film. It starts out like the movie Contagion. Have you seen the Soderbergh movie? People are getting sick and coughing and spewing on each other and touching doorknobs and this, that, the other thing. And then World War III happens in the year 2023. And so the world is wiped out, and there's one guy, and then it becomes I Am Legendy. And it's one guy who's been traveling the world for 15 years without seeing a soul. And what happens when you start going stir crazy and imagining things and this, that, and the other. And so that's been out there, and that's been received really well. It's gotten today marks the ending of the festival run for that. It's got its 45th award today.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
That was a year in the making of the first one. We can only obviously film whenever you can get your crew and everybody together, and the actors. So then I did just finish Ravage Nation, the second one.
Okay.
And that takes place 4 years later in the year 2036. The difference is that now I took liberty with the COVID and made it into the CV5 virus.
Okay.
And pregnant mothers gave birth to hybrid creatures.
Oh, wow.
And mutations. And then some people, by a mere bite or scratch, became zombies. So Ravage Nation is totally filmed in the wild, in the mountains. And it has creatures and it has mutations and zombies, and it's a wild ride. I have just finished, not finished, but I've submitted it to 35 festivals. I've won 5 so far.
Nice.
2 in Rome that I won before, another festival in India I won the other day. I won Madrid for the first time, and then I won one in Los Angeles at the Hollywood Blood Horror Film Festival. Nice. So that's off to a nice little start for that. So I'm really happy about that one. That one took 11 months to complete.
Nice. Yeah. And I mean, the time, I don't remember exactly when I had you on, but I know it was last year because you were promoting Ravage at the time, and now you're back promoting the, Ravage Nation. And then I don't know if you'll have, the third one done, because you said it's a trilogy by next year, but if so, hit me up. We'll schedule an interview to promote that as well. Talk about that.
I'm actually, you know what? I decided to give it a break.
Okay.
But I am doing another movie. Okay. We just started filming. It's called Carnivore.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and the difference is that this one is my first film in 4K. I have some producers, and I'm also letting another friend of mine do the DPing. So it's the first time one of my movies I will not be filming myself and acting like a real director this time. And the other gentleman that's my DP is also editing the movie. So I get to sit back
nice,
and relax a little bit. It's like, okay, we got the 4:30 in the morning call, but I don't have to get everything ready.
Right. Yeah. I've been there, done that with the movie, movies itself, like, where basically everything is on your shoulders, and it's like stress because it's like everybody messaging you time, location over and over again. What are we filming? When are we filming it? Where is it at? You have to do the scheduling. You got to do the directing, the editing, every single thing all in one movie, and all right on your shoulders. So it's good for you to take a break and a breather and kind of sit back and be like, now I'm directing, but I don't have to do the editing. I don't got to do the filming. It's like all on you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they send me the dailies, if you will, from what we shot and putting it together and editing. And now I just get to yes, kind of maybe a little, whack. But it's not, I mean, editing in itself is like, and I'm the dude that, even if we film at 4 a.m, I come home, I import, I'm on there, I'm trying, I'll sleep later, and I'm editing, so I always edit as I go. And that's what I told this editor to do. I said, please edit as you go, because you will find life a lot easier if you do some type of an assembly. Because you don't want to be looking at 3 hours worth of footage a year from now and saying what the heck.
Right.
So we're going to be going out this Sunday as well to continue doing some more filming. I will have a big part in this movie. In Ravage Nation, I have a couple little cameos.
Okay.
I do have a cameo in the first Ravage, but very small. Ravage Nation, I have two kind of medium-sized parts.
Okay.
And then this one, I'm fully writing a nice little, like I do with the Butcher. I star in the Butcher, so I am the killer. I'm the slasher. I wanted to go back to doing a slasher kind of movie, so that's why I'm putting Ravage World Domination on hold. I just wanted to try to, because that's a whole thing for me. You know, you got to wrap your head around this kind of thing. So this is simple. This is about a film crew that's going to the mountains to make the ultimate horror film.
Okay. Simple and easy
Simple,
right there.
simple, sweet, and easy. It's not, because a lot of the actors are going to be, when you have 5 or 6 actors or 7 actors playing a film crew, So somebody's playing the director, somebody's playing the DP, somebody's playing the script supervisor, somebody's playing the actors. You all have to get together at the same time because y'all got to be in the same scenes a lot.
Yep.
There's lots of twists with the movie. Obviously, it's called Carnivore, so it is a cannibalistic slasher. Okay. There's a cult leader involved, so it's that kind of 70s slashery kind of vibe to it, but with a slicker look. Now that it's in 4K, we're filming with drones.
Okay.
So it's my first time we're filming with drones, and the footage is gorgeous. Yeah, so I'm doing something a little bit different this time around for myself.
Nice. And with the third Ravage, I know, and like the third one, I'm assuming that'll be the last one. Do you have a title for that yet, or a synopsis?
For Ravage, that's called World Domination.
Okay.
I modeled also after the Planet of the Apes movies. So if you remember the one that's filmed in Century City, where the humans are now pets, and the creatures have taken over the world. That's what its premise is going to be about.
Nice. That's going to be interesting. I think that's you created your universe. The Ravage Nation, so to speak.
Right.
Like no pun intended or pun intended, whatever you want to take it. But yeah, and you created that nation, and you made it your own universe, and bringing it to life and seeing your creation come to life. That's a good feeling, and all these awards being won, it's absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's it has its moments, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of fun. I'm also doing little vignettes as well, little shorts on the same characters from the Ravage films, but on their own little 20-minute, 30-minute, 10-minute little thing. I have other people like Phil Herman. He's writing and directing a little Ravage series for me. And then I'm also involved in a project that he's doing, Doomsday Stories, and where we have a little bit of an opening that's taken from Ravage Nation and opens, and I'm the storyteller in his movie.
Okay.
And that's also like 4 different little vignettes as well. So I'm an executive producer with Phil Herman on that. And he's also producing my movies too.
Nice. Absolutely. Yeah. Phil's a great guy. He obviously introduced me to you, and I believe he introduced me to a couple of other people as well. And
love Phil.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So regarding Ravage Nation, what was the hardest part about making that movie?
You know what? I initially had a script where I was getting a little too complicated for my own good. As far as, should I get a person that maybe have a following attached to play a mom and a this and a that? And I was putting too many locations in there. And I'm like, look, we already did this in Ravage. We established, I don't want to repeat it. I want to take it so further. So what do? You go to the jungles. So we filmed at Sweetser Falls. We filmed at Escondido in Malibu. We filmed part at the LA River. And you get there at 4. It takes an hour. So 4:30 call, you're there at 5:30. The time change is gorgeous because nobody's there at 5 in the morning. And, you're just setting up, and you have, and then later on when it was getting into summertime and spring, you'd have people walking by as we're doing our filming. Nobody really bothered us. And so I wanted to contain that world and not say, look, $500 to rent this house, $1,000 to pay this actress because they have somewhat of a following in the horror genre. Let's put that elsewhere. Let's take that money and use it wisely. So as long as I have free locations by filming in the parks and the valleys and in the deserts, put your money into the special effects makeup. There are masks, but we do things to the masks as well. And this movie is strictly done in black and white. It needs to be in black and white. The only thing is, though, every kill that is in the movie has a red tint over it. So those are so when you're getting out of the black and white and there's a kill scene going on, and it's really dope the way you see it. It's done really, really well.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize that making a movie isn't as cheap as they make it seem, because not only do you have to pay your actors and actresses, but you got to feed them. And on top of that, like they need to eat, because if they don't eat, then they're going to lose their energy and they're not going to be able to perform.
Everywhere though, everybody's got a handout.
Yeah.
You want a permit for this, money. You got to film here, money. It's like, come on, guys.
Yep.
I love the guerrilla filmmaking. Don't get me wrong. I love that.
Yeah.
But it's like, and then I did at the beginning, the 10 months of Ravage Nation, I did not do any fundraising. It's all me. As a waiter, I put my own money into all of my movies. The last tail end of it, just to finish it up, I did a little. I wasn't on an Indiegogo or anything like that. I've done that before, like with The Butcher, and it kind of sucks. But I just reached out to friends. I put notices out on Facebook. I put perks out on Facebook.
Right.
You want to be killed in my movie? It's $500. I had a friend of mine who's also a producer in Ravage Nation, and she also wanted to be in the movie, Leora Leon. So we kill her in the movie. She has a nice part.
Nice.
And she took one of the perks to help. And then I had a few friends that, donated $200-300 here. I had a friend that donated $2,000 just to help me finish the movie. So by the blessings of good friends and people that want to help, and even every $5 helps. And I know we're in hard times. We've been in hard times for a while right now. I know, $5 here to you or $5 to get me a hamburger to eat. I get it. But luckily I've been truly blessed with this film, where I've had people that gave of themselves to help me finish my vision. And I just want to put out there that I'm really, really blessed and honored for friends that have stood by me and have helped me along with this movie. Because without their help, I would not have gotten this movie out there. But people don't realize it's not just that. You have to submit to the festivals. And festivals are not cheap by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
In fact, they've gotten more expensive.
Yep. Not only they're not free, they're not cheap. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people think, well, if you submit to a festival, if you don't win, you don't have to pay anything. But if you win, then maybe, you don't, whatever. But no, that's not the way it works.
That's not the way it works. And like, okay, some of them will have, do you just want to enter in the movie? What about the director? Do you have an actor? Do you have an actress? Do you want cinematography? So I've got to pick and choose. A lot of them, I'm not doing that anymore. I can't put my actor. I would love Jake Sicaro, that's in this one, as well as Ravage. And this one, he has 7 personalities.
Ooh.
So I got to plug this scene real quick for you.
Yeah, of course.
There's a scene in the movie. He has a 7-minute uncut 7-minute take. He goes from 7 different characters. I wrote it for him. We did it 2 takes. The first time we had a helicopter go by. We're out there. He's doing the second one. He's going from a 10-year-old rapper kid to Joey Fats from Brooklyn talking about his stogies and his pizzas. Then he goes into Mrs. Mapplethorpe, who's a prime, British proper lady having her finger sandwiches. But he's going into he's having a conversation. I wanted a showcase for him where it's kind of like Split, but we're in as it's uncut. So it's not like he's doing this character, cut this character. No. This dude is going from 7 different characters in one take.
Wow.
It's a 7-minute scene and doesn't break character, but he goes into 7 different characters. So you get the vibe of him and the vibe of everybody is loving Mia Goth for Pearl, which I dig. I like the movie with her 9-minute, thing at the end of the movie. But yeah, she's one character.
Yeah.
Jake is doing 7 different characters.
Right.
I mean, come on. Kudos. This guy delivers, and I'm plugging it because of the fact that there's not a freaking cutaway, man. This guy is going from 7 different characters: a 10-year-old boy, a British woman, a psychotic killer, a this, a that, a military guy, and he's just having a conversation uncut.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah. That is obviously you got to practice that over and over again before you're there to perform it, and just doing it in that uncut character after character after character after character after character 7 times for 7 minutes. That's
7 minutes.
Insane. Like, you definitely have to practice that, and you got to be talented to pull it off.
And he did it in 2 takes.
And the first time you had
I had a helicopter going off, and I'm like, what the fuck? But which in a sense was better because I just gave him a little tweaking note, and he got what I wanted.
Yeah.
So in a sense that made it better. But I don't know too many actors, and not to take away from James McAvoy. Love Split, love Glass, love all that. But he's the boy, cut. He's the woman, cut. He's the this, cut. This is uncut.
Yeah. And that's one thing, doing a cut, because you can either look at the script before you reshoot, or you can kind of get in that mode or whatever before you reshoot it. But where you do it uncut, you don't have the luxury of, what do I have to say next? Who am I next? How do I prepare next? Like, you are going straight, from British woman, straight to 10-year-old boy, straight to New York, Long Island, or whatever, straight to
right.
You're going straight, and it's you're not saying cut. Okay, what do I do next? Okay,
right.
Going this tone, this way. No, that's ingenious.
Throughout the movie, you do see those characters separated,
right?
And they do what they do, and they kill what they do, and whatever. Right. But we put this right. I think we have something going on at the beginning of the movie, which I don't want to give away. So within the first 10 minutes, there's a couple of things going on. Then the opening credits. Right after that, there's a kill scene with one of the characters, but you don't know yet what's going on.
Right.
Right after that, boom. You have all of a sudden now, and this is all in red. So there's a red tint, like it's his mind.
Okay.
And talking to the different characters. You can make out what it is, but it's nicely artsy, kind of reddish,
Yeah.
But it's almost like a nice glaze over it. And he just comes on and starts talking and moving. But not only that, Joey Fats, I gave him a cigar. So he's got that to play around with, and Achilles. This
Nice.
other character loves chewing on popcorn, so he takes out a bag of popcorn. The little boy, Reggie, is 10 years old. This kid, he's got a baseball, and he starts talking. I want some ice cream and my sprinkles, and you promised me. Like what a 10-year-old kids don't have the same thought process.
Yep.
They keep going on to different little, and then I have this one girl, Violet. She's like an influencer putting on her makeup. I have all my followers, but the way he just does it, I mean, it's like, dude, applause, applause, applause. I mean, it's something to see. I will. I don't know if I sent you the link, but I will send you the link. I want you to see Ravage Nation. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely send it over to me. I'd love to give it a look at. I think that'd be great. So obviously you said you recently just finished shooting it. So do you have an anticipated release date or year, and when and where will this film be able to be seen?
I am I had a different person that was handling. We did The Butcher. It was on Amazon Prime for a while, for about a year. I had a distributor that was working on that. Then they said, the same distributor was saying, sign with me again, and I'll try to push Ravage and The Butcher together. And I've just been hearing a lot of chatter, but nothing done. Yeah. So in the meantime, they don't have Ravage Nation. Ravage Nation is me and Phil. So we're either going to go to distributors, or we're going to, distribute ourselves, because he was telling me about a company that, you want it in DVD or Blu-ray, you pay them, they give me some money. It's like a middleman. Right. They make it up. They put it in the jewel case for you. And so I got that, or I got, looking into other distributors. That just went into film festivals. So I believe you got to wait like almost a year before you can have public viewings of it. Although I am planning to do something in hopefully in March, if we're not into like any kind of a COVID-y thing again like last year. Yeah. I was going to do something with Ravage, but then literally I was like February, I was going to book this place in March where I showed movies before my movies there. And then right then I would have lost like the $450 because they weren't complaining on giving you the money back. So it's a good thing I didn't book this venue, because I would have been screwed out of that money. So if we don't have a COVID-y, monkeypoxy, kind of thing going on this year, fingers crossed, Yeah. Because with The Butcher, I was going to festivals. I was in Shock Fest, so we were in Vegas that November. And then I went to South Carolina for Days of the Dead. And I was starting to go out to these, and then all of a sudden, of course, everything was locked down. And then you're doing the festivals via virtual. And then I even had somebody that wanted me to be on a panel in France talking about horror script writing, which I did virtual, and I'm giving my input about horror film writing and yada, yada, yada. But I want to get back out into the festivals again. I want to go to the conventions.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree as well. So the last question I do got for you, you talked Carnivore, you talked Ravage Nation, The Butcher, right, and all that, World Domination. Do you have anything else that you would like to promote, including social media accounts, websites, any other projects you got going on, anything at all?
Yeah, I mean, I do have fan pages on Facebook. So you just type in Carnivore or Ravage Nation or Ravage, stuff like that. But I'm also on Instagram. Real Michael 17 is me personally. Okay. And I can't think of my Instagram handles off the top. Real Ravage something or other. But yeah, okay. I'll plug that another time. But yeah, I mean, I'm out there. I mean, if you follow me personally, even on Facebook or on Instagram, all the links and everything are attached to each other.
Okay.
So when I plug on Facebook, say, it automatically goes onto my Instagram links.
Okay.
like
Yeah.
behind the scene photos or videos or this or that. So
Mhm.
they're all interconnected into each other. So you'll be able
Basically,
to
just
find,
follow the real Mike 17 one, and you'll get everything
yeah,
that's on Ravage and all the others.
right. Real Michael M17.
Okay,
And that's my personal
perfect.
Instagram handle.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. Well, I thank you,
Yeah.
Michael, for joining me this evening.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's always a blast.
It really is. I always love having you on. We'll definitely have to do it next year. We can promote, Carnivore.
Yeah, absolutely. Great time for Halloween coming up Monday. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
doing
I'm excited. I got my Halloween party on Sunday. So I'm
nice.
super excited for this. But you have a
Uh,
great rest of your night, Michael.
you as well. Thank you. I
Thank
always
you.
appreciate.
Yep. Bye.
Bye bye.